Now, before we begin this video, I want to make a few things clear. This is a critique discussion video and nothing else. I want this to be a safe space for everyone, and I want to use my art to make as many people seen as possible. That being said, if we're going to discuss your own opinions in the comments, please keep it civil. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and I'm going to respect that. However, I will not tolerate any negative comments towards others or hateful speech, and if I see that, your comment will be deleted. That being said, hello, my name is Chase, and let's begin. So, Genshin Impact. One of my all-time favorite games, and playing it for almost a year now. And because I love it so much, I can't talk about that without talking about the new Sumeru characters. The quick disclaimer here, this isn't me saying my designs are better, this is me giving some critique based on, a lot of things. So if you don't know, Sumeru is new to Nation Genshin, and with it, new characters and new element, and new recipes to collect. Overall, very exciting. And then this new characters release. Let's take a look and oh no. Alright, ignoring the white as a Wonder Bread skin tones, designs aren't bad, but still not good. So let's critique. Now, before we get started on these designs, I want to touch base on a few things from a post by @Skrunkly on Instagram. They mentioned that the matching of Middle Eastern and South Asian countries is causing problems, such as cultural inaccuracies, racial stereotypes, and misconceptions, and a whole host of other problems. They also called Sumer another Disney Aladdin, and honestly, that's accurate, especially looking back on that movie now, from older now. The other three established nations in Genshin are obviously based on real-life countries, Mondstadt being inspired by Germany, as well as other European characters, as generic level 1 Fantasy Town, Liyue based off of China, and Inazuma based off Japan. And each is very distinct in its own way, and you can clearly tell which region of the world they're based on. However, Sumeru just seems like a mess. The lack of proper representation from a game that has a lot to do about diversity and coexisting with each other it's honestly disappointing, and I've seen a lot of fans of the game say the same. I just hope that MiHoYo sees the backlash and negativity and revisits these and future characters and nation as a whole, because with their current track record, I'm honestly scared for any African or Polynesian nations we may get in the future. So I want to tackle redesigning Dori. Not so much that she's totally unrecognizable, but more culturally accurate and diverse. Overall, cute looking design, however, a bit stereotypical, what with the genie theme and whatnot. And if you're confused about what I mean by that, then let me explain. In an article by The Conversation, I Dream of Genie left us with enduring stereotypes. The author mentions how Hollywood has portrayed Arab and Muslims in a negative way, and I'm going to be mainly focusing on the way women are portrayed in the Hollywood harem outfit we've all seen so many times, with the ribbed high tops, see-through bloomers, and veil, either flowing from the hair or draped from the nose and mouth, albeit a very pretty but not a good form of representation, and plays into the stereotype of that all Arab Muslim women are submissive and highly sexualized harem girls, which is like one of the worst racial stereotypes. Quoting the article, you see what I mean when I say that Dori's design isn't the best, and the fact that they basically gave a literal child a toned down harem outfit is disgusting, especially considering the messy history of that outfit and the types of people that play this game. And this isn't the first time MiHoYo has shown racist and colorist characters either. In this next post by @the_mighty_Zoe on Instagram. And this next post by the Mighty Zoe on Instagram couldn't have said it better. To start off, the only dark-skinned character we have in Genshin besides Kai is Shinyan, who, despite being a sweetheart and a badass rock star, barely gets included in the story and is considered loud and scary, despite her being well-known, loved, and across the bat as a musician. Side note, they have been including Shinyan more as of recently, but I suspect that's due to the amount of backlash and stuff they've been getting. I'm happy to see Jinya. She's one of my favorite characters, but something doesn't seem quite right. Anyway, and then did it with Carol in Honkai Impact, who's supposed to be black but still very pale, and I quote, "fears getting darker and resents her blackness." As a character, you can tell her that black is beautiful, but she says she doesn't think so. And her mother Lewis is drawn as overly masculine and scary looking, where even her daughter is scared of her. This is a very harmful stereotype, and the fact that this is a lot of honestly doesn't surprise me at this point. And you can't say this is all because of a Chinese company, as a different game, Dislike, by Lilith Games, has a much more diverse and positive cast of characters. Honestly, seeing those designs makes me want to play it. Like, it genuinely looks cool. Future taste here. Um, I have started playing it, and I can say yes, designs are absolutely scrummy, and not only that, but the inclusion of multiple pantheons is just, I love it. The gameplay is not my favorite, but I mostly play games based on their art, story, and direction. Anyway, back to the speed paint. Mihoyo clearly did his research on European countries for Mondstadt, and it seems to have done a good amount of research for Liyue and Inazuma, as those characters, who are predominantly white or white passing, get to have more screen time. And one could argue that yes, some Arabs do have paler skin. This isn't often the case. Yes, some Arabs do have lighter skin, but many don't, and that's part of the problem here. It just baffles me it just baffles me that a game that seems to have a lot of themes of diversity could have failed this badly on representation of other cultures. So for her redesign, I wasn't sure where to start with research, as I wanted to be as culturally accurate and respectful as possible. So I looked up where her name originates from, and according to Google, it is of Hebrew origin, meaning gift or generation, and is typically considered a gender-neutral name. So taking that into mind, I then looked up Israeli fashion and culture to get some ideas of what I could do to revamp Dori. Genshin doesn't seem to have a direct time it takes place in, like most fantasy games tend to do, as it gives them more room creatively. So I went that route with Dori, taking traditional clothes and essentially embellishing them the best I could that would make them look like believable designs. I also looked up what her overall character is like that we know of so far, and she is a young merchant who carries a magical lamp, and we use a claymore weapon, and it has an electrovision. Alright, they gave me something to work off. Let's get started. So I kept her overall color palette roughly the same with a few adjustments. Instead of a lamp, I gave her a large book bag somewhere to cleave since she's a merchant. Kept her rings and poofy sleeves and pants, and changed her shirt so it's not showing her stomach. Genshin, please stop doing this with small child characters. And kept a few of the diamond and petal shapes that were present in her design already. I kept her glasses the same, I didn't have an issue with those, and changed her hat a bit. In Elite Art, her vision is on her hat, so I kept it there and added a veil in the back since it made sense because merchants travel a lot and should be walking in the hot sun for a while. Now, there is a thing to be said about Arab characters being treated as greedy merchants, which is obviously very harmful. However, we haven't seen her in game, at least I haven't yet. I've been avoiding most leaks as best I can. So if anyone does know, please let me know. There may be a reason for it, but I honestly don't think there is. And while normally I would consider the speed paint done, I came across a Dori-specific post on Instagram by @DragonFruitJellies that went more in depth on why Dori is offensive. Most of it was what I covered earlier, but they also talked about the Jinn that accompanies Dori. For those who don't know, Jinn are creatures created by God, or Allah in this case, and are already misrepresented enough in most media today. And the post mentions how having a swan be portrayed as a purple blob and being ridden by Dori like a horse is very disrespectful. To quote the post, jinns can be good or bad, can take on different forms, like animals or humans, and are to be respected and even feared in some cases. So I wanted to do a bit more research on the folklore of jinns and see if I come up with a better, more tasteful design. According to Google, although generally invisible, jinns are supposed to be composed of thin and subtle bodies that can change at will. They would favor the form of snakes, but also appear as scorpions, lizards, or as humans. So going off of that, I looked up what type of snakes live in Israel and came across the black whip snake. As it's not venomous, so it wouldn't be considered an immediate threat to a small child, which Dori is. And it fits her color palette well. I ended up changing it anyway. Going off of the Jinn being shown as a snake, I decided to swap out the book bag for a snake charmer basket / bag. So Jinn isn't just stuffed in a lamp and can move around and come out of the basket if they want. I also didn't like the book bag anyways, so I was more than happy to swap it out for something else. And that's Dori Redesigned! Let me know what you think in the comments, and anything you would change or suggest. I'm going to be as open to critique as I can with this video. Next time we'll be tackling Lesser Lord Kusanali, as I do have some issues like a lot of people do. Also, let me know what you think of the types of videos. I know they're a bit more serious than my usual content, but it's something I want to talk about, and I hope I did a good job at that, especially with this one as a bit of a touchier subject for some. Also, I want to give a shout out to @Ramian. I don't know how to pronounce their name. I'll put it on the screen here. For indirectly helping with this video by giving me something to base my research on by reposting these posts on their stories. I'm now going to take a nap, as this video took a lot out of me, mentally. Also, if you want to support me, I do have a Patreon. Please don't feel pressured to donate if you're not able to. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!